Hello and welcome to KDP with a Twist podcast. I'm Tammie Chrin, a self-publishing enthusiast, and I'm dedicated to helping you grow your business by adding a new twist to the KDP self-publishing world. I've been branding booklets for businesses since 2018. I'm the founder of KDP for B2B, which stands for Kindle Direct Publishing for Business to Business. We'll explore how to leverage your KDP self-publishing skills by helping businesses create branded booklets featuring their content. If you're interested in starting and growing your own KDP for B2B business, you've come to the right place. I'll introduce you to a few ways that you can get paid to help businesses create their own branded booklets without keywords or ads. Yes, that's right, without keywords or ads. This is what I call a triple win. The business elevates its brand, adds value to its customers, and stands out from their competition. You get paid a setup fee for each book created, plus you can make money for every book sold. And customers feel as though they have received a gift and something they will use and love. Join me every Tuesday as I will share some practical tips and advice on how you can get your own KDP for B2B adventure started. Are you ready? Let's go. I have Cindy Minear talking about KDP for B2B. I'm super excited. We've talked for a while about having you on and talking about your experience using the KDP for B2B model along with your Adudu book creator tool that you've created. This is going to be so informative for everybody, how to create the books, how you went out and talked to a business owner. I'll let you introduce yourself. Thank you so much. Dive in. I'm so excited to tell everybody what your experience was like and have you share that with them. But I'll let you just say hi really quick, then we'll get started.
Well, thank you for having me here, Tammie. I'm excited to share my experience creating a branded book for my gym owner.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cindy Minear. I own Adudu Book Creator and run the Strategy for Profitable Low Content Books group.
Yep, she's a busy lady. Cindy has a lot on her plate. She does a lot, let alone running her own a tool to use to create these booklets. She also does the work. She does create the booklets, and she created one for a gym owner challenge. When we were talking about this, when she was getting ready to do this, she had talked about this for a while. When we first met, you had already thought of this idea, but it was okay. KDP for B2B brought it all together for you. And as we were talking, and you had the gym owner, I'm going to let you explain how the process went along, because a lot of the people in the group the students are really nervous about approaching businesses. That is one thing in the KDP for B2B course, as I talk about approaching businesses and how to do that. I think it'll be really nice to hear from somebody else besides myself, because I think it's something that is a sticking point for everybody. I think I don't want to go out and sell. And my personal feeling is you don't have to go out and sell. These are people that you already have relationships with, and that's where I would start. If you're starting KDP for B2B right now, go with people you already know. Go with a niche you already know. Go with people that you can have a conversation with. I think it'll make it a lot easier for you to share this branded booklet idea for them, because they don't even really know it's available. That's what I found. I'll let you go from there, Cindy, but that's what I find is people just don't even know it's available for them. So once you talk to them, it kind of opens up all the doors. I'll let you start with, how did you reach out to this gym owner?
Well, it actually started before the pandemic. So because I'm in there 5 days a week, the gym, for about probably almost 4 years. So I do know the gym owner fairly well.
Okay.
And one day I said, hey, would you be interested in looking at some fitness journals I created, and maybe we could do one for the gym? Is that something you'd be interested in? And she's like, that's awesome. I would love it. I set up in some books that I had done on my own that weren't branded.
Right. Let's stop right there 1 second, because a lot of people ask that question. Does it have to be a book that's already been, created for a gym? And I tell them, no, it could be just a journal that you've created, anything that's a physical book to bring to them, to show them, because a lot of business owners don't realize that they are real booklets. They're real books, like they're paper, like putting them in their hands. For some reason, I guess the ebooks, just when they think of Amazon or any of the print on demands. It's an ebook.
Yeah, they immediately think ebook. Yeah. So I think it was very helpful for her to see the books, because a couple different books in different sizes, some glossy, some matte. So it really helps her to see
the different varieties of
see the different sizes. You can see what the covers look like. You can figure out, you know, what size you think is going to work for you and for your gem. So I think that was very helpful.
Yeah, I always say that kind of even starts a conversation. That's what I find when I would bring the booklets in and actually hand them to them, if they didn't have anything to do with their business. It was so nice for them to see and touch and see what a matte finish looks, what different sizes and all kinds of stuff like that. I think that was a great idea too. What was her reaction? Did she like seeing them?
She loved that. She thought that it was awesome. She's like, I totally want to do this. This is something that I need. She totally loved it. And of course, she's very busy. I'm very busy. And then the pandemic hit. So
okay. Yeah. I remember you saying that. Well, I remember, I guess we were talking and you were like, then I already had this idea. It was coming and going, and then the pandemic and things like that in business, that's going to happen to us. That's going to be something that we're going to have to pivot along. And with KDP for B2B, what I noticed, we had started the business just then, launched the whole course right before the pandemic. We pivoted and we found out there were so many businesses online and so many gyms had to pivot and go onto an online course, which you can do the same approach. It doesn't have to be a physical gym location. It can be, the gym can be online, offline, all of it. I don't want anybody to get stuck with that you have to go to physically. It just happened to be the gym you went to. I don't want people to get stuck on that either. A lot of gyms switched over to an online approach as well. Either way, with the pandemic, it opened our eyes to a whole new business way of doing things.
She had to pivot her business to being Zoom workouts instead of And so she was busy doing that. I was busy basically homeschooling my kids here, trying to make sure they're in their classes. The whole book idea got put on the back burner. Then I met you on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Ideas start percolating back in my brain after we had all these conversations about it. And I'm like, and I came up with the idea because I know that she does these challenges multiple times a year. I came up with the idea of creating a book specifically for a challenge.
Okay.
And I sent her a text message and said, hey, I got this idea. What do you think about it? And she said, oh my gosh, I'm just about to start a new challenge. I would love to do this for that challenge.
Sometimes it's just amazing, the timing, how it's like,
perfect timing. Perfect. We sat down and figured out exactly what she wanted in the book. And we went back and forth and I said, this or that, or what do you think about this? And of course, my iMac takes that particular opportunity to die, right? When we're trying to
that's right. You were trying to hit that deadline for the challenge, weren't you?
I do it on my old PC laptop, which wasn't fun. But we pulled through, we got it up there.
Yeah.
She had a hard deadline because she wanted it to end on July 4th. So, backing up, she wanted it to be a 30-day challenge. We had this hard deadline where you got to get it published. And at that point in time, it was taking up to a week to get published. Like, we really need to get this.
You really did bring it down to the deadline for sure.
Yeah, and because it was, and I told her that if we can get them uploaded a lot sooner, that we can do the author's copies in the future and her book. But we had to order them Amazon Prime to get them.
Let's talk about how many conversations do you think you had before she decided to, I know the pandemic was in the middle of it. How many conversations did you have prior to her starting to get into creation?
Not that many. The original time where I brought the books into the gym before the pandemic, and everything shut down. I didn't even think about it until January, February, when I discovered you and your wonderful KDP for B2B business.
Thank you.
It basically was one text message after that, and she's like, yeah, come in. Can you come in and meet with me and we'll talk all about it. So I came in, I brought my hardcover book
Oh yeah, you just said that KDP's offering hardcover
booklets
in case anybody didn't know that.
I think the minimum page count is something like 75 pages. That's not going to work for little booklets, but she's also very interested in doing a branded planner too.
Nice. Yeah, that'll be great. Okay, so you want to show the book? I know you have the book with you, but so you get this booklet done for her challenge. The challenge, that looks great. So that's her logo on the top, correct?
That's her logo. So I had to have her give me the logo.
Right.
I also needed, she has branding on her website, so she has specific fonts that she likes to use. So I had her let me know what the fonts were. Luckily, they were all Google fonts. So we did that, and I created the cover. And on the back, I made sure to put all of her business information on the back.
Right. Great. Looks very nice. That's a 6x9.
Yeah, this is 6x9. We picked 6x9 because we figured it would be small enough that people could throw it in their gym
bag. Yeah. Yeah. I like the 6x9 as well.
This is a good size for this.
Yeah. And you do the gloss. Looks good.
Yeah. Which, if it's a book you're carrying around, you got to do glossy. Just
from my experience too, the gloss on black looks great. The gloss on matte does not. Matte comes out faded looking from my experience of it.
And
I don't know if you've had that
show on it. I'm not a fan of the matte myself.
Not for this situation. I like the gloss as well. So just from our own perspective of when I've done it, I did a matte one for one of the gyms and it almost looked gray and dirty and the fingerprints and all the others. Even though you had the gloss and the matte, it just has a better look for it.
I think so too. I highly recommend the glossy, and the 6x9 is the perfect size for it. I was doing the challenge myself, but let me find out.
And how many pages did you put in there for the challenge?
I don't even remember how many pages it was.
Okay. You think under 100 about?
I think it was around, because it's not very big. I think it was around 60.
That's what I was thinking, probably. That's usually for challenges. That's what I've noticed, about 50 pages. It depends on what they're doing, about 50 pages.
For this, I had her write up some welcome text. We divided it into different weeks so that you the week, and then we had individual pages for each day, and then she had what she wanted you to track. So I was doing the challenge. This is my writing in here for what I was.
That looks good. And then you put like a watermark in there of her logo. Is that what that is there? Yeah. Great.
Logo for
looks really good.
We have all the dates of each. And we had of course I never got around to finishing because I went out of town, but so we had a stat. You could track your stats on it.
Then this is where your book creator, book creator tool, you did all that in there. So if you're not familiar with Cindy and what she does, she has a tool called a do. We talk a lot about it in this group because this is going to help you create this type of booklet very easily, in the sense of she has the do tool makes it so much easier. I did all mine by hand in Canva and it was so hard because Canva at the time didn't even have any grid boxes. Like you had to make your own boxes and do all these things. But a do is so nice if you have pages that you want to add every fourth page, add something. I'll let you tell a little bit more, but you can just collate the pages so much easier. I really love using your tool. Tell us a little bit about a do tool and how you created for that challenge.
So you can create let me just find a blank one. You can create
the grid, the
tables here. You can create the tables in the ledger tool, and then you can pull it in to the what's called the LCP designer and add your little watermark.
Yep. I love the watermarks too.
Then you can add dates. You can pull it into the custom journal tool and automatically add dates to the top of your book. Just add the dates, and you tell it what format, and boom, I'm gonna add the dates.
Those things are huge. When you have to do everything by hand, if you ever had to do all that creating these templates, you
discover, oh shoot, in the middle here, I went from July 7th to July 9th. Now I'm gonna go back and fix all the dates.
Yep.
I created that tool because I don't like having to just do July 7th. Let's do July 9th. So now you can just go in and you create your page. It'll just say, I want to go from this date to this date, and it'll just add them to the head of every one of your.
That is great because that just saves so much time and all those things. And I just love the fact that we're thinking ahead of all those things that we were having trouble with and doing. And
that same tool, you can use prompts instead of dates. So if you had something else specific you wanted to put in it, maybe you wanted to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and just have that so it wasn't dated. You could just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in your prompts, and then tell how many pages. It'll just keep repeating those same prompts over and over again.
That we can do all that in a Dudo tool. I'm very much a big fan of it. And how you can also use the Canva for some other things and pull it in, and so you can do designs and
Canva, and then pull it into there, and then add all the little prompts or add all.
You really thought of everything. That would be great if you're afraid to go to a gym because you don't know how to create a gym booklet or whatever. The Dudo tool is going to be a huge helpful tool. Like I said, using your Canva to sort of design the page and pull it into a Dudo, and that's where you can put it all together. She has a cover creator. She has everything in there for you, and it really does make life a lot easier to do these creations. I don't want everybody to get overwhelmed. Tabs and tables and different things that that do take a lot of time to create. If you don't have the right tools, as we found out.
That's why I did that tool. So you just figure out what you want, and then you just put all the stuff in there. Boom, now you got your ledger. You don't have to
that's great.
Create the box and
move it around and 100 times. You got the booklet, you got that done in there, and then you started putting it all up on your under KDP and all that. And we have a question here that I'm going to pull up from Nick. Basically, whose name goes in the author's field on the KDP site? And I believe that was one of your questions as well when we were, when we were going through the process together, when you were getting this booklet together, that was one of your questions. So it's a great question. What I tend to do is I always put the business owner's name as the author. Then the next thing is called contributor. Who's the contributor? I'll put my name as a contributor and my company, because that way people looking for booklets to get done by my company or by myself, they'll find my stuff on Amazon. Then also the business owner, their clients are looking for the booklet, their name, obviously. So I put the business owner as the author, and then the contributors, whatever, if someone did pictures, somebody did illustrations, whoever helped with the booklet, you put as a contributor. If you click on the little down arrow, it'll show you options, photographers, illustrators, other authors, co-authors, those type of things. So that's what you did, correct, Cindy?
Yes, that's exactly what I did. For the author, I put Momentum Fitness, and then under contributor, I put my name.
That seems to work out really well. That way, whoever's looking for the booklet, they can find it by your name. It gets buried under a lot of books out there on KDP, isn't there?
The best part is I didn't have to put any keywords in for this.
Yes, KDP. That's
challenge,
Yes. Oh, here's Nick again here. He said, thank you so much. I'm finishing a counseling journal in Russian.
Nice.
Nice. Good job, Nick. That's awesome. Keep us posted. I love hearing these stories. And yes, like Cindy was saying, the keyword thing, that's another reason I came up with this idea with KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing for business to business, because keywords, I was just like drowning in them and trying to figure that out. Well, especially when it was new, I don't know which ones, so many books. And that is another thing a business asks. I was like, what if people find my book? Well, I tell them, really, unless you're putting keywords in and really marketing and doing it for the book, it's very difficult to find that booklet without really searching. Has it happened? Yes, but you could do some things like unpublish it or do some certain things, but that's a whole nother part of this KDP for B2B. But I'm just saying it's very rare that someone's just going to go and find this challenge book. If she's not promoting it on her website, most people aren't going to find it. It's lost with millions and millions of books.
One of the things I want to point out, even though on the cover I have like the dates, for the title, I just put Metabolic Reboot Challenge, because knowing that she's going to want to rerun this in future years, I didn't put the date in the title. That way, next time she wants to run it and update it, I won't have to create a whole new title and wait for it to get published.
There you go. See, great tip right there. Great tip.
New interior. So that'll make it much faster. I don't have to wait however long it's taking to get
that's a really good tip right there, because a lot of times the challenges come up and they're like, can you do this book again? You have to really, they don't realize, I try to tell the business owners too, make sure you give us enough time. There's time it takes certain times of the year that KDP gets backed up. During the pandemic, it got backed up and certain places weren't printing. So that's a little bit of, and then the holidays come and that gets another little challenge. But anyways, that's a great tip, because that would make things a lot faster.
She's already like, I think I want to redo this in August. So knowing her, it might be.
Yeah. The business, owning a business and being a business owner and being, they're busy with their business. They come up with this idea and they think that you're just going to go to the printer and print it off that day. Even printers it takes time for a printer to set things up. KDP, Amazon does a fabulous job quickly. The big thing is the shipping. The shipping's so quick. KDP is a perfect model for this type of branded booklet. The other thing,
able to get the books in time without Amazon Prime shipping.
2 days, 2 to 3 days, sometimes 3 days, just if it's the first print, but 2 days typically after the first print. I've had no problem getting them. I love QR codes. You and I talk about QR codes.
Yeah, we could talk forever about what to put in the box, right?
We come up with this whole topic, QR codes. And I know you had, if you could find it, you had done some QR codes for the challenge, correct?
I did.
Yes.
So this is so she had, like our page on Facebook. That's what this one is. Follow us on Instagram. And then the link to the private Facebook group.
See, I love it.
I put the first two, and then she was all, can you add one for the link to the Facebook? I'm like, sure, let's add it in. Those you can do in Canva as well. Canva has a whole QR. There's lots of free ways to do it. It's a free service for most things, but the QR code is huge because, like you said, for that challenge, you could do videos and have them hook right to their YouTube channel. Doing that, she didn't have her videos ready because I said she has at the beginning of every week, she has her little talk and stuff like that. And I was telling her, we could put a QR code on here linking to your video. And she loved the idea, but she didn't get them videos done.
Well, sometimes the planning, there's a lot to it. So that's the beauty of this too, is she doesn't have a stack of these books sitting in her office. That's the other beauty of KDP for B2B. You purchase what you need. The client may even purchase them as they join the challenge.
She gave them the link and said, go buy the book.
Exactly. So she doesn't have to do any hands off. As a business owner, that's huge. That's another point when you're talking to someone, is they can just point the clients right to the book, pick up the book when you're ready. The challenge is starting, blah, blah, blah. You can have the link right on her website. They can just click on that. They can have a QR code sitting at the desk. I did that for my gym. QR code sitting right at their desk. If they wanted the book, they just scanned it and went right to Amazon, purchased the book. So there's lots of ways to use a QR code, but I know we could go on and on about QR code. I don't know. I'm obsessed with the QR codes.
A whole bunch of different ways to use it.
Yeah, well, I love the fact that you can add so much almost interaction with a booklet. That's the piece that I really think is fascinating. Whatever you're using that booklet for, the business is using it for, they have interaction with their clients.
Is that she had people that were all over the country doing this challenge. They were all able to get them shipped to themselves all over the country. She didn't have to worry about getting them the books.
Yeah, that was one of the great things that I found when I met people that do online training, that they don't even touch the book at all. All they do is the client signs up for their course, they get their information, then they just can send out the book right from their Amazon account. They've already paid for the course. They just add the price into that course. Okay. That makes it easy for the business owner to just send out the booklet, or you can just have them go and purchase it. Either way, that's the way I like to set it up. And then especially for a challenge, that works really well because they're already paying to be in the challenge. The owner's getting money that way. They just want the book as a support. They usually don't even really are thinking about wanting to make money on that book. It's really to support their challenge. So that works really well that way. Then you'll have a business that may want to sell the book. They may buy them and sell them in their store or whatever. So they can buy them again from you. You can still add a royalty, and then they can sell them for a higher price. It's like their wholesale price from you. The gyms work well for exactly the way Cindy was describing. It's under your account. It's done. And the setup fee is completely up to you. The reason I started doing a setup fee was I was putting a lot of work into the books, setting them up, talking to a lot of people, and taking a lot of time to get that set up. You have to remember, not just the book setup, but you have to talk about how many calls you have, how many back and forth conversations, then they want to change something, how many revisions are they going to do? So I put a price in that. So there's some due diligence that you need to do. We talk a lot about that in the course as well, but it's just takes some time to set that up. But I don't want people to cut themselves short on not charging enough, because it's easy for me. Well, they have to think, no, that doesn't matter. It's about your knowledge. You learned how to do all this. The business owner really needs your help anyway. And they don't care. They just want you to take it off their plate. You just need to have that set for yourself, and they're going to make money on the challenge. It's a win-win for all. That booklet gives them really authority too. It's their calling card. They can give it to someone. It has a lot to offer with the branding booklet. I hope that helped. And there's a lot of ways to go about it. There's no wrong way. It's just what fits with your business model and how you want to structure it. I give you guidance through the course. I give you guidance here. Like I said, it just depends how you want your business structured.
If they want to make money off of the book, I think the best way to go is to give them author copies, and you get your royalty that you want, and then you give them the author copies, and then they can sell it for whatever they want. So
that's the easiest way to go about it. That's what I would suggest, especially starting out. They're just happy to get them. They're happy to be able to just get them in 2 days. We have a video. I'm going to put the video in after we get done talking that Cindy did with Amanda, the gym owner, and she did a great video on revealing the book. That was a really fun video, and something that I think adds excitement at when the book is completed, what to do. So tell me about that experience, Cindy.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, because I said, hey, Amanda, how about we do this video and unveil the book, and you can use it to promote your challenge, and I can use it
right.
for my business. And she said, oh, that's a great idea. I got the book, and they come in the little Amazon little bags. We talked about the book, and she talked about the challenge, and then she revealed the book, and it was really exciting and really fun. And now I have the video, and she has the video, and she can use it for her business, and I can use it for my business.
Yeah, no, I love the video. I can't wait to share it with all of you. I'll get it, like I said, I'll get it posted soon. The video, I find I've been doing those videos with my clients, even when they're far away. I can still do an online one. There's some of them are in my group in the video section, and that's what really lights me up about this business, because I love sharing those excitements. I mean, here you've worked on a concept idea, and then they've seen the book throughout the time, like idea pages and this and that. But when you actually hand them their own copy,
book, she's like,
the physical book, or I'll send it to them. I try to send a copy or two to them, just to surprise them. And it just is so exciting to see how it just gets excited. And I know in the video, we can recap that part at the end when she starts going on about how many other books she wants to create. And that's another thing that
she has lots of ideas.
I think that
time, but we'll get them done.
You will. That's what I noticed as soon as they got the concept, and especially after they've seen the book. I can't stop the business owner from wanting to create other books.
Yeah, because one of the things that we came up with was to have one that's a standalone challenge. Because normally she does it as a group, and we're all doing the challenge at the same time. And I was talking to her, there might be people who just want to do this challenge on their own. Oh, I got a wedding come up in 6 weeks. I
need to get in shape for this.
You create it once, and you just continue to sell it. And
yeah, and when you build that relationship up, once they've seen the one time, they just want, can you do another one? Can you do something else? Can you do this? And so you already have the logos, and you already have a lot of the information. It really does become really much simpler to keep doing that and adding it into another style of booklet for them. Then you can expand, and we've talked about this in KDP for B2B quite often, is expand, and then you can go into t-shirts, and if you do merch, and you can add other merchandise, because they have built that relationship up with you and trust you and want you just to do it for them.
The main thing I would encourage people is to just don't be afraid to talk to your gym owner or your friend that is a real estate agent. And if they don't even know that these things exist, and when they find out they can have this, they're actually going to be really excited and going to talk about it. So don't think like you're being all salesy or whatever. Just if you just approach it by, hey, I did this book for this gym owner over here. Would you be interested in anything like that? What's the worst thing that can happen? They say no.
Yeah.
Say, okay, great, and you walk away.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing. And Cindy is in all of the KDP for B2B groups, and we're always hanging out usually on some channel, some social media. But
we're talking about KDP.
But also she has, I always love sharing your tool. And really it's just because I do love what you've done for us, because I have done without having the Adudo tool, and you have made it so much easier. It's like the Canva world when that first started, and then having you, this is exactly for KDP, which there's not a lot of tools directly for KDP. Check out Adudo Book Creator. All of her information is in our posts and everything. Thank you. Thanks, Cindy. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Tammie.
Bye.
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you know anybody else struggling with KDP and not making sales, or even having trouble with ads and keywords, please share KDP with a Twist podcast or have them subscribe to my YouTube channel. At KDP with a Twist podcast, I will be going over lots of strategies every Tuesday, and I'll be putting this information into small chunks, so it'll make it easier to digest. And then you can get started making money with KDP for B2B ASAP. For more information, go to my website. Make sure you get on the email list so you can stay in the loop with all things KDP. My website name is my name, Tammie Chrin. That's it, TammieChrin.com. TammieChrin.com. It'll also be in the transcripts below. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. And thank you for your time, and bye for now.